Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Alain. Going to be a fantastic Friday. Busy Friday here. Got an interview with Scott Bolin for his members on his Warrior site. Scott's a friend down in Las Vegas and contacted and asked me if we'd do an interview with him for his members. So I'm doing that this morning. Then yesterday, KPAX News, local news channel here in Montana, they contacted me, want me to do an interview this afternoon, talking about active shooters in schools and some of the stuff we're doing. So busy day here with some of those. I'm drinking out of a Wharton cup because my daughter is super busy too. Pretty incredible getting the dual degree from that school. And I want to remind you, sign up for the newsletter. If you're not getting it, you're missing out. Now, I read a lot. And I've been a Tom Clancy fan for a long time. I'm reading one of the newest ones, Act of Defiance. I have every Tom Clancy hardcover from Hunt for Red October to the brand newest one, which there's one more after this that I just bought. So I have every Tom Clancy hardcover. One of them is actually signed by Tom Clancy, which is sort of pretty cool. But I'm reading this one, and I saw this quote that I liked. Danger, confronted properly, is not something a man must fear. Marco Ramius. Now, for those that aren't Tom Clancy fans, Marco Ramius was the Russian submarine captain of Red October in that first novel, Hunt for Red October. When it was turned into a movie, Sean Connery played Marco Ramius. So it's interesting. This particular new book also deals with Russia and some different things. And so that's why Marco Ramius is brought back into it a little bit from way back there, that first novel. But I love this quote. Danger, confronted properly, is not something a man must fear. I talk about enjoy life safely. That's my motto. That's my theme. That's what we preach on this show. That's what my website is about. Enjoying life, doing it safely. That does not mean we don't do some things that might be dangerous. I'm not telling you to hide in a bubble and never go out and experience the world because we want to be safe. No, I want you to go out and experience everything you can. That might be jumping out of airplanes, jumping off cliffs, scuba diving as deep as you can go. Might want to be an astronaut and go into space someday. I mean, whatever you dream, whatever you want, there are dangerous things. I mean, it's dangerous driving to the supermarket when you look at statistics and automobile accidents, right? I mean, it's dangerous sitting and watching your TV because people have been sitting, watching their TV and gotten hit by an airplane that crashed into their house. I mean, that's happened. So life is full of danger, but we don't want to be scared of it when it's confronted properly. When you jump out of an airplane, you do it with the proper equipment and proper training. Then it's not scary. Not as scary, I guess, depending on who you are. We train for self-defense. That makes the threat of being attacked less scary. Yes, getting in a physical altercation is dangerous. There's always a chance of being hurt, potentially killed when you're in a physical altercation. However, when you confront it properly, it's not something a man should fear or must fear, as Marco Ramius says. And that's why we train. And that's why we're prepared. That's why we may have reflex protect, or we may have another thing to defend ourselves. So we are properly prepared so we can confront it, and it doesn't have to be something we live in fear of. But the main thing I want people to understand is when I talk about enjoying life safely, it does not mean don't take risks. We mitigate the risks to our comfort level. And that's going to be different for different people. I'm going to do some things that you may never do. You might do some things that I wouldn't do. We're going to take risks at our comfort level, and we're going to mitigate those risks by being educated and trained and having proper gear and so forth. The fear of being attacked You see the news, somebody was mugged, somebody was attacked, a home invasion. These things do happen. The fear of that is lessened when you're properly prepared. You have a plan, you have some gear, you have some knowledge, you have some training. When I go in and train people for things, I hope they never use it. And many never do, never will. But it still gives them a peace of mind. It reduces the fear because they're properly trained and they know how to handle the situation if it were to occur. Driving, that's a dangerous activity. People die every day in automobile crashes. People will die today in automobile crashes. That's why it's prudent to learn how to drive properly. Defensive driving. Take some extra classes, learn some different skills, read a book or two, practice some things. The more skilled you are behind the wheel and the more attention you pay and not drive distracted or impaired, doesn't have to be scary. And most people aren't scared when they're driving because they have the training, they're doing things. Unfortunately, it's too many people get careless and then drive impaired or distracted, and that's when people do get killed with accidents. Okay? But danger, confronted properly, is not something a man must fear. Love that quote. Love that sort of philosophy that goes with enjoy life safely. Want to say good morning to Dixon. Dixon's here. Dixon says 666 consecutive daily broadcasts of Coffee with Alain. That takes some devilish dedication, if you ask me. Thank you, Dixon. Yeah, I saw what you did there, playing with the devilish dedication with 666. Hard to believe. 666 days going live, never missing a day. And I'm going to keep on going. Going to keep it rolling. We'll see how high we can get that number. Appreciate you bringing that up, Dixon. Appreciate you being here and your support and comments. Appreciate everybody that watches and listens, whether it's live or replay, the podcast. All of you are greatly appreciated. You're why I do this stuff. Go out, make it a fantastic Friday. Confront any danger properly. That way you don't have to be in fear. And I will see you tomorrow.